So we're up here at Sun Mountain Gun Club in Coarsegold, California. We just finished up with the CCW initial class. During that class, a couple questions came up that I think would be good for you to ask yourself. So you have your CCW permit and you're walking out the door, you put your gun on, you're carrying your gun to save your life or the life of another one. But before you do that, you need to ask yourself these 4 questions. Now, I'm going to give you my answers at the end because you can't copy my answers. You need to think of this for yourself. First question you need to ask yourself: how willing are you to use lethal force to defend yourself or another one? That's a hard question to ask. It's a hard question to answer. Now, some of you might be watching this video and say, nope, I got it. If I have my gun, I'm going to use it. Well, I hate to tell you, but that's probably not correct. Have you really thought about the consequences of you using your firearm to defend yourself or another person? Do you understand the laws? Do you understand the moral, the legal, and the ethical problems you may encounter? Hurting another human being is the last thing that we want to do. But you need to make the decision that if you're going to carry a gun, you need to be prepared if they try to stop you from going home. Second question is, how determined are you? Part of that question of how determined are you is also, what is your goal? So we can rephrase that question to say, how determined are you to complete your goal? If you don't know your goal about why you're carrying a firearm, it's probably not the right time for you to do so. Is your goal to go out, carry a firearm, and be the hero and save anybody's life that needs it? Or is your firearm strictly for yourself so you can get home? Question number 3 is, who is your gun for, and when do you get involved? The law allows you to use your firearm to defend another person that's in imminent danger of great bodily injury or death. But just because the law says you can, should you? We really need to take this into consideration, knowing the legal, moral, and ethical issues that may evolve if we ever get involved in a self-defense encounter. Question number 4 is, do you have a plan? If you don't have a plan, you need to make one right now. Play the what-if game. What if that person across the alleyway comes to attack me? What is my goal? What is my plan to get away from that situation? What if you're with your family? More importantly, does your family know that plan? If you're out in public and something happens to you while you're with your family, what's the plan? If your significant other tries to step in to be the family protector, but you thought you were going to be the family protector, bad things can happen. Your significant other could get in the way of you drawing your gun and taking care of the threat. Make sure your family knows that plan. It's a hard conversation to have, but it's an important one. Again, these are all really hard questions to ask. They're really hard questions to answer, but they're crucial for you to answer before you put that gun on and walk out your front door. Now, I promised that I would tell you my answers to those questions. Now, these are my answers and mine alone. You might mimic those answers, but at the end of the day, the decision is yours of when or when not to get involved into a situation. So for me, how willing am I to use deadly force? If I cannot avoid a situation and somebody's trying to prevent me from going home to take care of my family, I will use any means necessary to actually get home. Which brings me to question 2. How determined am I to fulfill my goal? Well, again, my goal is to go home. My family relies on me. My wife and my boys expect me to come home every single day. I will do whatever it takes for me to get home. Who is my gun for, and when do I get involved? That's a pretty simple answer. If there's greater than a 0% chance of me being injured or killed, I'm giving 100% effort to get away from that situation. Now, if I have to use my firearm, it goes in this order. My gun is first for my family, my wife and my kids. Second would be for me. I put myself second because I am my family's defender. I will lay down my life for my family if necessary. My firearm is also for an innocent and defenseless child in need. I'm not talking about the teenager that's getting jumped by several people. I'm talking about that 5, 6, or 7-year-old child that's sitting on a high chair outside on a patio that somebody comes up and tries to kidnap. It's pretty easy to prove that that child is innocent and defenseless and is in need of my help. My firearm, lastly, is for any first responder that is in need and asking for my help. If the situation doesn't meet one of those 4 criteria, the best thing that I can do is call 911 and be a good witness. I do not want to get involved. Again, my goal is to go home. If I get myself injured or killed, have I accomplished my goal of going home? And lastly, do I have a plan? The simple answer is yes. It's a very convoluted answer though. However, my wife and my kids know that if we were ever involved in a situation, they have their own jobs to do and I have my job. My job is to protect them, their job is to get away to safety, call 911, and get myself help. I know answering these questions can be kind of hard. That's okay. Come and talk to us. Give us a call, shoot us an email, leave us a message down below. We'll be happy to talk to you about your answers. So in conclusion, the questions you need to ask yourself before you walk out that door next time is, how willing are you to use lethal force? How determined are you to fulfill your goal? Who is your gun for and when do you get involved? And last but not least, do you have a plan and have you discussed that plan with your family? We'd like to remind you to stay safe, stay alert, stay alive. We're always training, we're never trained. Hard Focus Firearms Training is a proud USCCA official partner, and we encourage every gun owner to take advantage of what the USCCA offers. From top-level firearms training to legal liability defense coverage, we chose the USCCA to protect us and have been members for several years now, having the peace of mind knowing we are better prepared and protected in case we are ever involved in a self-defense critical incident. Please click the link in the description below for your free concealed carry guide for more life-saving knowledge and become a member today.